So first and foremost, I don't know what the gameplay footage in the background is going to be. I actually don't have a version of Madden installed right now. But whatever it is, I hope you do enjoy this video. Now normally with these Tougie's Takes videos, which are few and far between as of late, and I'll get into that in a moment, I like to script it out, make very quick and concise points rather than rambling, because I do tend to ramble in general, but especially when I'm not going off a script. This video will be, holy shit, very rant heavy with a ton of rambling. So if that's something you enjoyed, then hey, this is the video for you. But with these type of videos, I haven't made as many as I've wanted, particularly of course talking about hockey, because for example, when there's a good middle ground, a good debate, a good discussion to what's going on, that's when I enjoy making a video like this. But you look at what's going on in the NHL this year. What am I going to talk about? Oh, Colorado sucks. Yeah, Colorado is pretty shit. Yeah, okay. Minnesota's amazing. Yep, okay. That's a 5-second video. I'm shocked Columbus is as good as they are. Yeah, yep, so is everybody else. Okay, what else is there to talk about? It's things like that. So, and with the Bruins in particular, I will get into the Bruins as well in this video, but one day you could be in really high spirits, the next day you could be wanting to jump off a bridge. So it'd be weird to make a video one day being like, yeah, the Bruins, I think we got this, and the next day, oh, the Bruins are shit. Because that's pretty much last season when I kind of did recaps after every game. That's what it was. Hey, the Bruins aren't bad. Well, the Bruins are shit. Hey, the Bruins aren't bad. Well, the Bruins are shit. And I'm not creative enough to sustain that for a long period of time. There are other people that are pretty fucking good at it. Steve Dangle in particular for the Leafs. I am not him. Not by a long shot. But anyway, that mini rant aside, I said it would be rant heavy. The New England Patriots just won. And I say just, this video is going up a few hours after. Literally, I have SportsCenter on the TV, all the post-game. Trying to let it sink in, and it hasn't. It still feels like I'm sitting on my couch, literally with just my jaw on the floor. Like, they scored the winning touchdown, and I just stood there looking brain dead for at least 5 minutes, and I'm not even exaggerating. I just didn't know what to do. The first half was such a kick in the teeth. That's an understatement. If you follow me on Twitter at all, which at Tougie24, by the way, good for updates, good for me ranting. If you want more Tougie's Take style videos, my Twitter's been good for that lately, where it's like, well, I can't make a 10-minute video out of this, but I can, have a little snippet there, and that's been good for, like, the Bruins and stuff. At halftime, I said, just call off the game. It's over. And who didn't believe that was the case? Certainly, 99% of people did. Twitter was ablaze with memes, and the picture of Tom Brady with his head down, sitting on the bench. Everybody in the world was ready to do that and to put the fucking Jordan face over the Patriots logo and all the other fucking shitty memes that people try to pretend are still funny. Twitter was so fucking ready for the Patriots to fail, and I thought they had. And as shit as I was feeling, that's nothing in comparison to how Falcons fans are feeling right now. And look, I get it. I know obviously, I know what it's like to watch your team lose the Super Bowl. When they lost to the Packers. Barely, can't remember it really vividly, but the memory is still somewhat there. And then obviously the 2 Giants losses, you don't forget that. Especially with the Tyree and Mario Manningham catches, which, I mean, geez, I thought we had a repeat of with Julio Jones tonight, although it ended up being Edelman who really captured that moment. But I feel bad because despite their bright future, and they do have a bright future, yeah, they're losing Kyle Shanahan to the 49ers, but Matty Ice is still amazing. Their run game, holy shit, we'll get into that. Defensively, like, this is a team with a strong goddamn future. There is no denying that. But a loss like this never goes away. Especially now. Like, there are still losses that linger from, you know, the 70s and the 80s. And obviously the 90s, you know, a bit more recent. Especially now because of the Twitter age. Like, if you were to have a collapse like this in the 40s or 50s, maybe even the 60s, you know, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But, man, something like this now, or, for example, Boston sports. Yeah, the Red Sox have won 3 World Series, which, not humble bragging here, you know, I've said it a million times. I don't take this for granted at all. It's been ridiculous. You know, I have a grandfather who lived his entire life, diehard Red Sox fan. He never saw them win, ever. Lived his whole life without seeing the Red Sox win. I've seen them win 3 times, on top of the other championships from the city. It's absurd. But the Buckner play, that doesn't go away. 3 titles doesn't make that go away. That's still, you know, biggest errors, bloopers, all that shit, biggest fuck-ups in sports. That's always going to be there. The Bruins won a Stanley Cup in 2011. That doesn't mean 17 seconds is going anywhere anytime soon. You know, that'll always be a thing. So for the Falcons, you know, now 0-2 in Super Bowls, and to lose like this, I hope they get a title sooner rather than later to ease that just a little bit. It won't make this go away, but I hope they get their title sooner rather than later. But man, that first half, that first half, who didn't think it was over? And let's say I can't blame the internet for the memes. Who didn't think it was over? And it's weird because I'm a little bit hesitant to call it the best Super Bowl ever. I mean, arguably it is. I mean, a lot of people might be like, oh, well, it didn't look like it in the first half. But maybe that's why it is. You know, the first quarter was super competitive. Surprising. In which the offense, you know, the offenses for both teams were shut down. Yes, the Patriots now have gone to 7 Super Bowls under Brady and Belichick and haven't scored in the first quarter, which is one of the craziest facts maybe in sports. And then for the Falcons to take over in the second quarter off of the, you know, the strip of LeGarrette Blount that really turned the game on its head. The pick six, it looked over. Crucial drops before the fourth quarter by guys like Edelman and Hogan. The offensive line, oh my God. That is, you look at the first half of the Super Bowl, that is the worst performance by easily the worst performance by an offensive line that ended up winning the Super Bowl. Particularly Shaq Mason was just atrocious. Holy shit. Like, you know, like the saloon doors in a Western? That's what it was like. Just anybody who walked up to him, just whoop, right through, right to Brady, knocking him down. It was like that all game. It was brutal, mind-boggling. And the pick six happens and it looks over. The halftime show, not the biggest Lady Gaga fan, was actually nice because somebody didn't lip sync for once, so at least that was interesting. Probably the first time since Springsteen. And then the third quarter, turning it around the way they did. Still, it didn't look like you had much hope, and then the fourth quarter, just it all turns out. I thought for sure, you know, they recover the Ryan fumble. They get the touchdown, 28-27, and you just know it. You just have that feeling because of the Gostkowski missed point after attempt that they're going to lose by a point because they had to go for 2 instead of just being able to kick another point after to tie it. Somehow that 2-point conversion goes. Somehow. And I get that some people are like, oh, it's kind of ridiculous Matt Ryan, you know, didn't get his hands on the football. Regardless, in the NFL, he wouldn't have had a chance. Even, you know, if he had the old rules, the Patriots won the coin toss and still striked first. I get what you're saying. You know, maybe Matt Ryan, you know, maybe the rule should be you have a chance even if the opposing team scores a touchdown rather than just a field goal to get your hands on the ball, but that's a debate for a different time. Unbelievable to, you know, watch that drive, and Jesus, the Edelman catch in the fourth quarter. Like I said, an all-time classic. One of the, just this is another one of those videos that I was talking about. Like, you can't, like, it's amazing. Is it the greatest Super Bowl game in history? Maybe. It's up there, at least. Obviously the greatest comeback. A team had never come back from more than 10 points. And they did what they did. It's crazy. And even, you know, even if you hate the Patriots, and I get it, you know, I'm not going to get into fucking the cheating accusations, and that's what they are. They're fucking accusations. Again, that's another debate for another time. Feel free to look up New York Jets and Spygate, by the way. But I guess because the Jets haven't had success, we don't need that witch hunt. What was that? I wasn't going to get into it. Sorry, I got into it. You can't take away this comeback. You can't take away the fact that Belichick and Brady are the two best to ever play the game. Belichick didn't play the game, he coached the game. Brady's the best to play the game, Belichick's the best to coach the game. If you disagree at this point, I'll fight you. Because you're wrong. I'll laugh at you because you're wrong, and then maybe I'll fight you, it depends. Just still tough to put it into words, though. And like I said, I don't take this for granted. To see this team, you know, win 5 Super Bowls, like, it's just, to see the Bruins win a cup, which, Jesus, there was a moment, man, for the, you know, for the Bruins. You know, they lost to Montreal in 2008, they lose to Carolina, they lose to Philly in 2010. Do you think people have forgotten about that? That the Bruins blew a 3-0 series lead and a 3-0 lead in Game 7 against the Flyers? That doesn't go away just because they won the Cup in 2011. But there was a point before the 2011 run where I was questioning whether or not I was ever going to see them win a title. You know, my dad, too, was just a kid when the Bruins were winning in the 70s. Ridiculous. You know, so to see them win the Cup, to see the Celtics win a championship, and then Paul Pierce, his send-off today, by the way, too, kind of eclipsed by this, but amazing there. You know, the Red Sox 3 titles I already mentioned. Like, I don't take a damn thing for granted, although if the New England Revolution could win a fucking MLS Cup, that'd be great. So one thing I don't like about Robert Kraft, please move them into a soccer-specific stadium, much like the LA Galaxy. That would be great. Although that might be an NFL stadium this year, which is funny. Anyway, we are 13 minutes into this. I should probably talk about the Bruins. And it won't take long. Because like I said, there's not too much I can say. One video, it'll be positivity. The next video, it'll be torment. And that's kind of how it went when I was doing recaps last year. I'm not doing those this year because, Jesus, I just can't sustain that. There are a lot more people, way more creative than I am, that can convey their excitement and their depression over an 82-game season in unique ways. I can't do that. For me, it's pretty straightforward. It's like, fuck yes, the Bruins won, or fuck no, the Bruins lost. I'm not that creative. Someone like Steve Dangle for the Leafs is. I'm not him, clearly. Not trying to be him. Not trying to be anybody. I'm rambling. But the Bruins. You get a win, you lose to Washington on the road. That's fine. Then you play the Leafs on Saturday. Is it Tuukka's fault? Is it not Tuukka's fault? Is it McIntyre's fault? Is it not McIntyre's fault? Adam McQuaid beat the living fuck out of Matt Martin. Cool. But you can see what I'm saying here as far as, like, if I were to make a video specifically about the Bruins, what would I say? Tuukka's fault, yes or no? Okay. Zane's fault, yes or no? Yes, no, okay. Fight, awesome, they lost, boo, the end. It is so frustrating to watch this team right now. Because where's the hope? Where is the... Like, with the Bruins, or with the Patriots, even when they're down, you got a little bit of hope. Because they have the best quarterback to ever play the game. And that paid off. with the Bruins. Even against the Leafs, even down 4-1 after a Nylander hat trick. You kind of have that hope. It's not genuine hope, it's more of an LOL. Leafs are up 4-1 at TD Garden. Wouldn't that be funny if? And then the if happens. And then you throw away the lead. And then you tie it. And then you throw it away again.
We have lost objective butter.
Because defense just doesn't fucking exist. Take the Marner game winner, for example. How, when JVR takes that shot, is Mitch Marner just allowed to stand in front of goal? Just right in front of McIntyre. Nobody cares. Nobody's doing anything. He's not Eric Lindros. He's not Johan Franzen. He's not, in his prime, David Clarkson. I'm pretty sure even, like, Torrey Krug, the smallest defenseman on the Bruins, could probably move Mitch Marner out of the fucking way. I don't know if Krug was on the ice at the time. I don't care. You get my point. It's just laziness, and I don't blame Julian for his players having the lack of basic awareness and defensive responsibilities. I don't see how you can blame him for that. And that's where my concern comes in, because we are now, as Bruins fans, facing the very realistic possibility that our team for the third season in a row will miss the Stanley Cup playoffs. Which only means one thing. Julian goes. Don Sweeney gets to hire his own coach and obviously put his stamp of approval on somebody. And more than likely, that goes to shit. They go, hopefully get fired within 2 years. Cam Neely, who the fuck knows. I don't see this getting better until it gets much, much worse. They are still in the aftermath of going for the cup and failing. Like, they went, like, make no mistake about it, 17 seconds and all. They went all out for the cup. As if the horrible Yager trade didn't indicate that. And they paid for it. And questionable moves ever since. I mean, yeah, I get it wasn't Don Sweeney, but, man, I don't see how this works. They're still missing Johnny Boychuk. Holy shit. Could they use Johnny Boychuk in their top 4 right now? Obviously, the Sagan deal. The Dougie Hamilton deal. Holy shit, is that Sagan deal bad. That is going to go down as one of the worst trades of all time. If not the worst. So as much just excitement and happiness that I have over the Patriots, with the Bruins, it's just this crippling fear and realization that barring an absolute miracle, there are very, very tough years ahead of us, as if watching the team miss the playoffs by 1 point over the past 2 years hasn't been bad enough. And look, they could very realistically make the playoffs. And I do believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, in my season prediction video, I said I'd be content with them at least making the playoffs. And I mean, really, it's like, yeah, I kind of want them to make the playoffs. I'd also kind of want them to be a lottery team because it is looking like a pretty good draft this year. What would they do with the draft pick? What would they do? What are you going to do? Draft the next Tyler Sagan and then trade him away again? So, that explains the lack of Bruins-centric Tougie's takes. Because, for the most part, it is just overwhelmingly negative. Tuukka Rask hasn't been able to bail out the team. He hasn't been playing his best, and when Tuukka Rask isn't playing his best, the team looks like they are competing with Colorado for the Nolan Patrick sweepstakes. Which, my God, that'd be kind of nice. Until they trade him. Oh, God. Conflicting. It is conflicting. But at the end of the day, I am happy. It's a glorious day. I'm happy for all of my fellow Patriots fans. I'm happy for the... Legitimately, and I know it's like, oh, I'm happy for them. Like, no, I'm happy for the players, because that is... Holy shit. Like, what that win tonight is going to mean for so many people. What it means for, Tom Brady's family in particular. To have his mother there who is having serious health issues. Like, that's crazy. Even at the start of the game, the coin toss, getting to see, and I'm not getting political, I'm just saying it was a good moment to see George H.W. Bush and his wife for that coin flip. That was an interesting moment, given the political situation right now, as we'll call it. I think I've said pretty much everything I can. The Patriots game is an all-time classic, if not the best Super Bowl of all time. And for those that hate the Patriots, this will only give them more ammunition to hate the Patriots. For those who love the Patriots and can... Well, even if you don't love the Patriots, for those who can at least admit that Brady and Belichick are the best of all time, I give you credit. Because they are. Again, though, I don't want to ramble on. The Patriots won their 5th Super Bowl. The Bruins are quite shit, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? Maybe they somehow fleece St. Louis for Shattenkirk or something. Who the hell knows? As it is, St. Louis might pack up the season with Robbie Fabry out, but that is an entirely different discussion. This video has gone on long enough. It's going to take me forever to upload because of all the video footage attached to it, but that's okay. It's worth it. It's worth it to get to talk to you guys about sports. Because don't we all just love sports? Fuck yeah, sports. I'm out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you have enjoyed, like button, subscribe button, all that normal stuff. I will see you guys soon.
Das sind schon verdammt. Vorsicht jetzt! Sturmsoldat!
We have taken objective.